second. How did you become involved in this company? And for people that don't know, what's your role there? And talk about the team that you have, because you got a really experienced team of guys there in the business.
Well, like I said, I met Mario back in 1984. I met Paul Roma around the same time, but not through wrestling. We hooked up with Mario and Paul because Paradise Alley was running in the same town where I was working for the Board of Education, working security, and they were having a fundraiser for a student who was tragically killed in an automobile accident at the high school where I was working security. So they came walking in after not seeing them since 99, 2000, when we were both working for the NAWA. And there was Mario and the guys and Sergeant Murray, and we rehooked up, and I got interested in it. And that same year, my oldest daughter in 2015 had passed away, so I needed something for a distraction, and seeing Mario and the wrestling business and all that, it's like coming home, man. It was like coming home. It was that familiar feeling. So Mario was doing a local cable access show at the time that's been on for years here in this area. And I went down there to get tickets for the Michael J. D'Angelo Memorial Scholarship Foundation and Dieselmania, which we've done. Paradise Alley's had Dieselmania 5 so far. Dieselmania 6 will be coming up, I'm sure, at some point. So it was in honor of a fundraiser for the student, and they bought scoreboards for the local high school, and it was a huge success. And they brought in everyone from Booker T to Deonna Purrazzo to A.R. Fox and all the stars from Paradise Alley. It was a successful event. And from the TV studio, Mario and I hooked up. We have a lot of stories about different things that we've been on, from podcasts to radio to TV. And, we've been censored and thrown off the air more times than you can imagine. I always say, fuck the FCC. But we always get thrown off the air. So we hooked up there. And after talking to Big Dave Paradise and Roma and stuff, they said, hey, why don't you come in and do some broadcasting and commentary? Because I wasn't active at that point. And I was like, sure. So at first it was Mario and I doing the broadcasting, and the shows were great, drawing good people, and giving back to the young guys and trying to be a part of a family and running a local company like it was a territory back in the days, and just the brotherhood and just being able to just pass on your knowledge and morals and ethics. Because one thing Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling does, and I wasn't there from the beginning. It was Paul Perez, Paul Roma, Big Steve Tracy, a.k.a. Dave Paradise, and Mario Mancini, who is the owner. So they opened up that school in 2014, 2015 just to be a school. But it became so successful, and this is such a good area, that they ended up running shows. It became very, very successful and used more stars right now that are in current and in the indies and in the big time than you can imagine. So they give back. They were doing fundraisers, Camp Rising Sun, which is Kids for Cancer, autism, local food banks and animal shelters, all the different events, fundraisers for schools to get sports equipment, giving back to the community, building these students that came in, female and male, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old young people, and giving them the regimen, not only in wrestling and knowledge and how to be a person and respectful and listen and all that, but in life. And that's what it's all about. And that's what Paradise Alley really does. And it was a big part. Now it's not as much fundraising now, but they'll always be a part of Paradise Alley. So that's how I've hung on, and to see the different broadcasters and ring announcers and talents that have come through and already been successful, whether it be Richard Holiday, who's a star right now, and the veterans like the House of Pain or Showtime Marcel Williams, or the young guys coming up like the Miracle Generation. And we can all talk about that, including the local legends and just your regular everyday students right now that are becoming better by the day. And I'll just throw out names from the Battle Academy, the Sunset Steve, and I'm missing names, and we can talk about that. But that's what Paradise Alley does. That's my role. Another thing I try to do is I try to hang up, even at my age now, what I learned 30 years ago, 35 years ago, I try to still sell tickets, hang up posters, post on social media, put other people over. bring attention to the community and doing something because you still have the passion for it. People say, man, grow up, it's fake, this, that. I'll give you fake. Get in the ring. Get it. I challenge any one of you people out there, anyone who's not a fan of, grow up. Get in the fucking ring, and I'll put someone in there who's a jobber, or Mario will come down. It's an open challenge. An open challenge, and Mario hates when people do that in the ring. It's an open challenge for anyone to come down to that school anytime and come out of there after 5 or 10 minutes if you can make it. Even if you're a good athlete, you'll have to come out and admit. It's like being a stuntman. Oh, choreographed, scripted, this, that. So people go over and talk about stuff. But the physical ability, the pounding and the punishment that people take when they're in that ring, there's no off season. But although I get nowadays in AEW and WWE, they wrestle like 5 times a month. When back in the day, you're wrestling 28 times a month. But I challenge anyone, and this is where the passion comes out. And when people say it's fake, I'll give it to you. It's sports, it's entertainment. It's like an opera. It's like a movie. When you go to the movie, when everyone goes to see Top Gun with that Tom Cruise and all that, it's a movie. Although there's subliminal propaganda, that's another story and podcast for another time. Just like going to a theater, going to Broadway, we realize that there's not an outcome of like a final result like football or baseball or soccer. I get that. But it's theater, it's opera, it's performance, it's an art. And if you can't see that or understand that, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. That's how I see it as someone who is, I'm a little older than Mario. I'm going to be 59 in a couple of months. And again, I've been around this business since I was 7 or 8 years old as a fan, and then meeting people in my late teens, early 20s, and here I am, and I'll be covering Forbidden Door tonight, and I still try to do things, and I don't care if there's 3 people or no people or 1,000 people or 10,000 people. It doesn't matter because it's for me also, not only to give back to the fans because I enjoy it, but it's in this day and age in 2022 with inflation and crime and wars and rumors of wars and people talking biblical prophecy and food chains and everything else, power grid and all that bullshit that's happening right now, you need a distraction. Yeah, you pray and you read daily. That's what you're supposed to do as a good Christian. We have to bring God and bring all that back. But that's why I do all this. And that's why I'm still on social media. Even my wife says to me, or my family, what are you doing at almost 60 years old, putting shit from 25, 30 years ago and putting your... Listen, it's not harming anyone. I'm not putting out my personal business. It's true. It's facts. And it's also my stress reliever for this day and age. And again, it's just like it's the wrestling concept. Whether there's 20 people or 30,000 people, you still put your best effort forward when it comes to being a performer in this business. I would think it's like that in life as well, and that's what I try to give back to people. You watch my show, Maurice, and again, you have over 1,500 subscribers. You're growing. You have great interviews. I follow people that have 150,000 followers. It's not about that. It's about what you want to present, you want to project, and that's the way I see it. That's coming from my own personal opinion,
Yeah, absolutely.